Hey everybody, I'm Mama Baird and welcome back to the channel. Today I have another food bank haul for you. Now this is our local food bank. They do have some limits on food. We are a family of 6, me, husband, 3 kids, and a mother-in-law that live here. My mother-in-law is an over-the-road truck driver, so she's not here all the time. But I still include her because we send her with some food and stuff along the road so she doesn't have to spend money eating out all the time. I'm sure anybody who has a truck driver in their life can understand that it can get quite expensive being out on the road all the time. And at my food bank, this is one that you get to go shopping, so you can pick and choose. Since we are a family of 6, I usually get 2 portions of everything unless they have an abundance of something, and then it's take as much as you can handle. I really would like to encourage people to go to the food bank if you've been considering it, if you feel like you're super tight on food, if you have no savings, if you only have $50 at the end of the month for food, even if you guys are a working family with a house and a car, you have nice things, but you're just falling on some hard times right now. You are not alone, and I hope you would consider going to your local food bank. There is an abundance of food there. Now, not all of them are the same. Not all of them you can shop. Some of them you just pull up. They're mobile. They load your car up and you get what you get. Other ones like mine, you can pick and choose and shop for what your family would use and leave whatever your family would not use. I have some resources listed below. If you need any help finding food, please look those up. Or if you know a family that's struggling, please try and help them convince them to find their local food bank and go get you guys some food. You never know what's going to be there, and you never know what you can get. A lot of this food, after it's from the store and donated to a food bank, it gets thrown away because people don't go. They don't think that they qualify. They don't think that they deserve it. They feel like their neighbors need it more than them. And if you're one of those people, please reconsider and look at your food bank and see if you qualify. Mine, you don't need any qualifications whatsoever. You just need to show up and be willing to take some food. So I'm really appreciative to the food bank. It has helped my family so much get through this hard times, and I want that for you guys as well. So look into your local food bank and check out what they have available. This is my haul for the week, so let's get into it and I'll show you what I got. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Carolina and I live in Montana. I do a lot of food bank hauls, pantry cooking, and canning and preserving on my channel. If that's the kind of content you're into, I hope you would consider subscribing. I would love to have you join my family. All right guys, let's get into this haul. Guys, I'm going to start over here with the produce first. We are allowed to get 1 produce bag full of whatever produce they had available. My daughter loves tomatoes, so I picked up a bunch of tomatoes for her, and they had some really nice looking bell peppers there today. So I got a couple of these to chop up and just have in my fridge prepped and ready to go for easy cooking. And then they had so many bananas. I recently just did a video on preserving a whole case of bananas. If you haven't seen that, I can link that below. They did have cases available. I only grabbed 5 bushels at this, or bunches, sorry, not bushels. I grabbed 5 bunches at this time to try and do something with. I'm probably gonna be making some banana bread and keeping that in the freezer for easy lunch access for husband. Any other banana ideas, please list them below. We're allowed 2 choices on bread. So I picked up this cracked wheat sourdough. That'll be really good for sandwiches, or you can make your own croutons out of this. That would be good. So I grabbed up that. And then they had some cheese bagels here that look like from one of the local bakeries. Just regular bagels with Parmesan cheese on top or cheddar cheese on top. So I'm going to, well, I also got, these were in the extra bin. They had tons of bagels in the extra bin. So I grabbed 2 cinnamon raisins because those seems to be my family's favorite. So what I'm going to do is cut these in half and have them frozen. So that way if I need one, I can grab one and it's already cut. So I don't have to worry about letting it thaw or microwaving it or anything. And I'm going to get these in some freezer bags and stock my freezer up with some breakfast items for us. And then over here in the pantry items, they had bags of sugar available, so I grabbed one of those. They had some unbleached flour there, which is the type of flour that I prefer. I can't believe they actually bleach flour so it's white. Like, I don't know, I can't believe that's a thing. So I prefer the unbleached. I'm glad they had that there. And then they had some dried pinto beans. And anytime there's dried beans, I try and pick them up because these are great to have for long-term storage. If you need an extra protein or you're doing vegetarian meal that day, beans are a great choice. And then I wanted to show you guys my plants I got last week. If you missed that haul, I can link that below as well. This one looks like this is gonna fall off soon because it got really frostbit. This too, you can kind of see they just start pulling away. My elephant ears do the same thing when they have a limb die like this. They just kind of pull away. But look at this new growth. This is an, I can't even pronounce that. Lowrider My husband thought it was part of the aloe vera family, but I don't think so. I think he thought that was an E, but it's a C. I'm horrible at pronouncing names. But look, it's got this one. We got a new one here, got a new one here, got a new one here, got a new one here. Yeah, she's happy. And I just got her under my new motion sensor lights here that I just keep on all the time. And this one, like the leaves were all frostbit, so they were completely dead. So I just went through and trimmed. I don't know if I need to trim these bigger ones some more too, but we'll see. Like right here, you can tell, she's got some new leaves growing. So here's a good one right here. New leaf coming there. So they're doing good. Let's see, and this one is philodendron. I never said I was good at pronouncing things. So I just thought I'd give you an update on my plants and let you know that they're going good. These are the ones that I got from the food bank last week. So I love that I can get something like that from a food bank to help just brighten up my house a little more at no cost to me, and it saves these plants from going in the dumpster. Then for the dairy, I got 1 gallon of 1% milk. Then in the extra bin, I scored big time. I got this big thing of cilantro, and it looks pre-chopped and pre-diced, so that will be good. This is one of those items that I'm going to need to use up or preserve quickly if I'm going to preserve it, because it can go bad fast in here, and it's already at the end of its prime. So now would be a great time to use this. And then I also got a container of this mango salsa. I don't know if maybe I can mix this with that number 10 can of crushed tomatoes I got a couple of weeks ago at my food bank haul, and maybe make some salsa. I don't know, what do you guys think? I think that would be good, and then I could can it. And then they had some extra things of little packets of cheese here that they put in like kid lunches. And then I got a whole thing of chili, beef chili from Costco. 4 pounds of it. Oh, that looks good. And then for the sweet treat, I got these mini gingerbread cakes. It looks like they're from Costco. Oh my gosh, my kids are so excited. They've been bugging me for these. So they look just like big muffins. It looks like they got a little bit of ginger crumble on top. Do you see that? Oh yeah, look at that crumble. Oh, they're still moist. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yum, yum, yum. Well, that's good. So I got this, and then they had tons of muffins. Like, you guys should have seen it. They had like 50 double of the chocolate, and they had like, I don't know, 100 of these. There had to be 100 containers of these. There were so many. So we had almond poppy muffins, which I really like almond, and lemon as well, but this is just almond, so that's okay. So we got these, and what I'm planning on doing these is wrapping them in saran wrap and then putting them back in the container and put them in the freezer. So that way I have muffins wrapped up, so if I just want one, I can grab it, or if I'm throwing it in for husband's lunch to have for a snack, it's already wrapped up, ready to go. I can pull it straight out of the freezer, and it'll be thawed by the time that he needs it for lunch. That is everything that I got in my haul this week, but don't go just yet, because you know I'm gonna be cooking up some tasty dinner. So let's see what I can create out of what I got from the food bank. Stay tuned. Guys, I was re-looking in the fridge and I forgot 2 things. I got some pepper jack cheese. Now, if you've been watching me for a while, you know every time I use cheese, I'm like, this would be better with pepper jack cheese, because I just love pepper jack cheese. It's super expensive though, and Hoffman's is a fantastic brand. I used to work in a deli and we would sell Hoffman cheese, and we got to keep all the leftover end bits. Oh, it was so good. And then I got a thing of peppers and onions. It says fajita mix here. So it's just a mixture of peppers and onions. This would be good to add with the cilantro, yeah, and make a salsa from it. I don't know. Do you guys like to salsa? All right, I am back in the kitchen. We just got back in from going out and taking care of the chickens, and it is snowing. I had no idea. So, hey, welcome to Montana. Which is great though. We love the snow. It's just gorgeous. I got my big bay window here. I can look out and just see it falling. So my plan is to get a bunch of this prepped, and I'm gonna use some of the ingredients that I got from this food bank haul plus ones previously to make some salsa. So I'm gonna be making that. I'm not too sure if I'm gonna water bath it today. I might just mix it up, put it in a container, put it in the fridge, and water bath it tomorrow, because my husband and I are going out for dinner this evening. His boss is taking all of the employees, which is like 4 people, the employees and their spouses, out to dinner at a nice steakhouse. And I am super excited because I cannot tell you the last time that I went out and got a really nice steak at a nice steakhouse. And we're meeting up for drinks. I got a friend of mine. We're swapping kids. We just, this is our first arrangement. She's going to be watching my kids, and then her and her husband are going to go out on a date night. We're going to do this like once a month. We're going to switch the kids. So we just started this deal so we can specifically go out tonight without the children. It's going to be a really fun evening for our husband and I. So I'm not planning on getting in the kitchen, and I don't really want to do any major projects, but I do want to get this stuff used up as soon as possible. So we're going to get in here and we're going to get some prep work done. I am not going to be talking to you while I do it though, because you know, I haven't talked to my dad since before Christmas. So I'm going to call my dad and put him on speaker and kind of talk with him and deal with the kids while I do some prep work, and I'll just bring you along. So grab a cup of coffee and let's get to work. Before I do though, I'm going to have a little bit of one of these gingerbread cakes. Guys, this is so good. At first I thought this little gingerbread guy was plastic. Hello, but no, I'm chocolate. Oh, no, not the gumdrop buttons. Ah. Oh, it's so good. I'm a dark chocolate fan myself. I cut a little slice. It looks pretty good. You can always tell a foodie by the way they stare at it, you know, it's like giving them the love eyes, you know, like, baby, you thick, it's so good. All right, enough sugar. Instead, drink coffee. Let's call Pops, get him on the phone, and let's get to prepping. Well, he's got to call me back, so I'll talk to you for a little bit here and kind of tell you my plan. Remember when I got this big number 10 can of crushed tomatoes? Well, I'm going to use this with the cilantro, mango salsa. I still have jalapenos left from a couple of hauls before, a red onion. I'm going to use this fajita mix and get this chopped up. And then I have a couple more jars here I'm going to use up of tomatoes because this is a lot of cilantro and peppers and stuff, so I'm going to spread it out. And then I'm going to reuse this jar to can up our salsa. And then I have a couple of things of just whole peeled tomatoes, like this Best Buy is by $8.20. This is from Aldi, so this came with me from Missouri, so I need to use this up. And then I have a couple of these Italian ones as well. So I've had these in my cupboards. I've just been staring at them. So we're just going to take the opportunity and make a big batch of salsa. And then I will water bath it. So that's my plan at the moment. I did get a new immersion blender for Christmas. Ooh. But I'm just going to open up all these cans of the whole tomatoes. And we'll put them in my pot. I'm using my emulsion blender to try and break up these whole tomatoes. If you lift up the emulsion blender and kind of set it on top, that's really how you get it all crushed up. I might have gone a little far though and got more of a tomato sauce consistency instead of the diced tomato I was going for. Man, that worked great. It's definitely not diced tomatoes like I thought it would be, but that's okay. Ended up with more crushed tomatoes, so now I'm going to open my big can and my jar here, and then we'll throw in all the rest, and then I'm just going to keep this in the pot and throw it in the fridge after I have everything in it, and we'll heat it up tomorrow. So let's do that. Alright, so there's all of our tomatoes. So that's just straight tomato. For these, one of the things that came with this emulsion blender is this little food processor here. Put that in there. Put that on there. Dices it up. So let's give this a try. too shabby. Put some chunks in there. I'm gonna try it a little longer. Maybe I didn't have the blade down all the way. Oh yeah, that looks way better. Alright, so I'm going to just keep dicing these up and adding them to it. I went ahead and added the 3 jalapenos as well. Added the peppers to the pot there and just mixing them in. I'm going to be adding about half the bag of cilantro, which is going to be about 4 cups. Then I'm just throwing in some garlic powder, some of my leek powder. This is homemade dehydrated leeks turned into a powder. And then I got some cumin here. I just recently had to get it, so it's still in the bag. Probably roughly a couple of tablespoons, and then some ground black pepper. And then on top of that, I'm just going to chuck in all of that mango salsa, give that a good stir. I do wish I had a little more fruit in there. I think that would be a little better. It's kind of a lot of tomato to mango ratio, but that's all right. You know, live and learn, live and learn. And then I'm going to give it just a quick taste. And of course, you know, she needs some salt. So we're going to drizzle some salt in there. And I had a couple of limes that I had in my fridge from a food bank haul before. So I put 2 limes in there, the juice of 2 limes in the pot as well. Give that a good mix. You're going to need that acidity in there as well to help preserve for the water bathing. Give it another taste. Always make sure everything tastes good before you finish. You would hate to can up something that you didn't like the taste of. That would be no good. So after that, I went ahead and decided to take care of this chili. And I'm going to be making a chili cornbread casserole. So that's just where you take a chili recipe. You can use canned chili, you can use homemade chili, you could use strict bean chili, no meat whatsoever. You put it in a 9x13 casserole dish, and then you're going to mix up some of your cornbread. Now you could use homemade cornbread if you want. I just got Jiffy here because who doesn't have some Jiffy in their pantry? I'm using 2 eggs and 2/3 cup of my home canned milk. I like to use my canned milk when I'm baking instead of drinking it. And I'm going to put 2 boxes in here because I'm going to want a nice thick layer of cornbread whenever I go to bake this. Cornbread dough actually freezes and holds up really well, guys. So you could pre-make the dough, put it in muffins if you want, so that way you can just pop it out and put it in whenever you're ready for some fresh cornbread without using the mix. I'm, however, just going to go ahead and get it all sprinkled on top of my casserole dish here, and that way when it cooks, it's going to absorb some of the chili and it'll make like a soft layer on the bottom, but you'll still have that crispy, golden, crunchy cornbread on top. It's really quite delectable if you guys haven't tried this before. I'm going to go ahead and use some of the packets of cheese that I got from the food bank as well, and I'm just going to drizzle that on top. Might as well get those used up. And nothing's better than a bunch of cheese, right? You got to have that extra cheese. So I'm going to go ahead and put that extra bag of cheese on there, and then we're going to snap the lid on, get that in the freezer. All of my leftover cilantro I have in a bag, and I'm just going to put this in the freezer. This is how I preserve my cilantro. You want to make sure you want to get all the air out of it. So I just press it down, get as much out as I can, and that's going in my freezer. So then anytime I need some fresh cilantro or cilantro for a recipe, I have some in my freezer and it holds up really well. Next project on the list is all these bagels. So my plan on these, I don't know about you guys, but I can never get those bags untied, so I always have to cut them. But I'm going to slice all the bagels in half because these ones are not pre-sliced. And then I'm just going to put them in a freezer bag, and that way they'll be protected from the frost. And if I just need 1 or if I need 6, then I can just grab a bag and pull them out. And I'm not pressured to eat 2 whole things of bagels, 2 whole sleeves of bagels in 1 week before they go bad. And that way, if I decide I want to make like a bread pudding or something out of them, then I can use that as well, and it's in the freezer ready to go. And then for all these muffins, my plan for these are just to wrap them up a single layer with some saran wrap. This is saran wrap I got from Applebee's when I was working there, so it's a good restaurant size, commercial size saran wrap, and it really comes in handy. It's one of the best decisions I ever had was buying this saran wrap. So you just want to wrap it up really good, make sure it doesn't get any air, and then this is going to go in a freezer bag as well. And that way I can just grab them out. I can just grab one and it's wrapped and ready to go, or I can grab the whole bag if we're going somewhere and I just want to grab something for a quick snack or something quick to eat. Then I just grab the bag and they'll be defrosted and ready to go by the time we need to eat them. I got this all wrapped up. I cannot find my pot lid, so I'm just wrapping it and I'm going to throw it in the fridge. I got those muffins, those bagels, and the chili cornbread casserole in the freezer for the next time I need a quick meal. Husband's gonna be getting off work early today so he can come home and get ready. We can get the kids dressed. We're gonna drop their butts off at my friends and we're gonna have ourselves a nice evening. Thank you so much for being here and spending some time with me, guys. I'll catch you next time on Mama Baird's.